And this is the video review for Exosquad Typhonus. If you may not be aware of it, then this was probably 16, 17 years ago when this came on, so some of you may not even have been born yet when this show was on. But Exosquad was a really, really excellent cartoon that came on when I was in high school. And actually, me and one of my high school girlfriends used to actually watch it and call each other. We actually either watch it together or call each other on the phone and talk about it while we were watching it, because it was just a really, really great cartoon. It had Typhonus here is a Neosapien. You see he's got like 4 big fingers, who were originally like this clone worker force that the humans made when they colonized Venus and Mars. They're supposed to be hardier and stuff, and they rose up in revolt. Exosquad took place in kind of the last days of the big war. There'd already been one Neosapien uprising in the past, some of the stuff you see through flashbacks, but it was a surprisingly mature cartoon in the subjects it dealt with death and love and racism and things like that. It was really intelligently written, just a really great cartoon, and featured some voice talents that would go on to become much more recognizable, most notably a couple of guys named Gary Chalk and David Kay. This was pre-Beast Wars. They might actually, just on the time frame, this was 93 to 95, so they might have been, just due to the turnaround time on CGI, they might have actually started recording some of Beast Wars by the time Exosquad had ended, but they certainly hadn't been known for it. So yeah, and there's a couple other Beast Wars actors that showed up throughout the series, but there are several main characters voiced by both Gary Chalk and David Kay. And the basic plot was, Neosapiens versus humans wars, and they fought in these things called exo-frames, or E-frames, which is kind of this mech you see right here. And the figures were way ahead of their time. I think. Maybe not ahead of their time, but really advanced for their time. In that one, you got this roughly, not quite G.I. Joe size. It's a little smaller than a G.I. Joe. It's probably about 2.5, maybe 3 inches. It's G.I. Joe would be about yay tall next to it. But you got these really double jointed, shoulders, mid-arm swivel, hinged forearms, ball-jointed legs, hinged knees. And there's really posable little figure, and their mech suit. And these retailed for like $10. I mean, they were a great deal. And the mech suit has all this detail all around it. All the mech suits in the series were powered by these energy cells, and you could actually pull out the clear energy cell and plug them in on all the exosuits. They did come with some stickers to decorate, to add some details to it, but just really neat. Legs move on the mech suit. They're not super posable, but they do have some posability in the mech suit as well. The arms are kind of on these limited ball joints, so they can move in and out, elbows and stuff like that. But the bonus was with these little superposable figures, and you could take these little pieces and jack them into the back of their necks. This is like a little. Let's see if we can see that. That was kind of how they interfaced with the exosuits, was that they had little jacks in the back of their necks that plugged into the suits when they got in. So we'll go ahead and plug this in here. And then a little clip here, you could actually take the character, put them in their mech suit, fold it up all around them. And the coolest thing was, like, the little figures were so posable that you could put them in these really neat mech suits. Bring these up, grab onto the handles of the arms. Yeah, come here, you rotate. There we go. And close that down. And then the mech suit itself didn't lose any posability. You could have him hanging onto the handle, moving the arms around. The legs still move, bend at the knees. And it was just really cool. And the mech suits were very accurate to what they were piloting on screen. A little different in that on screen they were flying in these things in space. They were more, you didn't see their arms sticking out the sides. They were kind of more enclosed, but still really nice mech suits. So this is Typhonus. He has the high-speed stealth E-frame, and basically he's got there's a little dial back here that you can spin. That's his radar dish spin. You've got this little mace missile over here launches. This missile over here launches, and then there are a couple missiles under here that aren't spring-loaded, but you actually just kind of push them through, and depending on how hard you push them, can actually fire a pretty good ways. So a lot of play value in these little mechs, as well as the figure itself, and just overall great figures. The entire series is on Hulu, so if you haven't seen it, it really was a great cartoon. Very well written, very intelligent, and if you're looking for something good to watch, go to Hulu, type in Exosquad, and start watching from the beginning, because it was just a great, there's like, I think 52 episodes, just a really good series. So yeah, check that out. This was Exosquad General Typhonus.